Hey everybody! In today's tutorial, I am going to show you some fun things to do with powdered watercolor. First of all, one that I call hurricane wrap, and then a still stencil technique that's really fun and easy. This is a very short video. I'm using my favorite powdered watercolor, which is PaperArtsy Infusions, and I like these because they have walnut crystals in them. And that means that in addition to just colored pigments, the walnut crystals add like a warm brown sort of vintage look to each one of the colors, and it makes them really unique. Put the powdered watercolor onto Fabriano cold press watercolor paper, and then activated it with water. Don't do what I'm showing you here. Spray the back of your watercolor paper before you even sprinkle the watercolor on, and that way you won't have to spray the back like I did, and it'll be easier to manipulate. Then put a piece of cling wrap on and just put your fingers or a pencil eraser in the center and twist. I did this project in honor of the fact that it's always hurricane season when I have my retreat, and I wanted to do a fun technique with them to sort of lighten the mood over the natural disaster that happens at every one of my retreats. May and October, September, late September, early October, are very dramatic weather times on the Gulf Coast, and that happens to be when I have my retreats. So since there's always a disaster, I thought I would memorialize this retreat, and make a little hurricane wrap. Now, I repeated the process on the left, but this time I'm just putting a stencil down onto the wet watercolor. And you can see when you press the stencil down that it makes those areas darker, and it makes the design that's open in the stencil lighten up a bit. So here are the cards. I made this sweet gingerbread card. This is on my blog today. This is a stencil still technique where I just laid a stencil on top of it. This is the one that I showed you in the video. And if you head over to my blog today, you will see a bunch of projects with the new Hero Arts kit and have a chance to win a fun giveaway. So head over to my blog for details, and thanks so much for watching.